So today's modification is going to be putting the R32 exhaust tip on the Tao Tao scooter. And the way this modification came about, I'll show you. I was thinking about making like an intake scoop for it. I've seen that done on 90GT Vert's channel. Check out his YouTube scooter movies. So it'd be like a scoop that goes kind of like this to catch more air, you know, sort of like that. So these tips, yeah, this is another stock R32 exhaust tip. I have two of these cut off already. And I was like, maybe this isn't gonna work as a scoop, right? But then somehow I got distracted and sidetracked. And I didn't even really try this to see if it would work as a scoop, right? Because you'd have to cut the semicircle and it'd be just weird, kinda. But come back here to the exhaust. It's like almost a perfect fit. You can just pound this onto the outside if you wanted to, and it would stay on there. If you look here, the exhaust comes down and does like a sweeping 90 and comes out the bottom here. I mean, I could just put it on a little bit like I had it, you know, probably a little more than that, and the exhaust still comes out the bottom, so it wouldn't affect it really, but you'd still have that look of the big tip on there. But I'd really like to slide it down and then drill a hole up through this tip so the exhaust comes out the bottom still. So the biggest drill bit I have would be 3/8, and you know, it's still smaller than the exhaust, so I don't want to cut the exhaust flow off. I wonder if I could just, you know, sawzall like a slot in it, straight, just at the end there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Instead of drilling the hole, I'm just going to sawzall a slot in it. I was looking them over to see which one was in better condition to put on the scooter, and they both have a few scrapes. You can see that must have been the bottom there. It would have mounted like that, and that got scraped on the ground. And same with this one. You just find the bottom, and or find where the scrapes are, and that's the bottom. But the way it has these like sort of pinches on it on this end here, you don't want it to the side because that looks stupid, and you don't want one on the top because then it looks stupid from this angle. So I'm gonna kind of turn it like at this angle when I put it on, and then you can't really see it, you know, it'll be probably like that. And this guard came off. I'll probably put that back on, maybe make it look decent, but this is adding a little bit of weight too. It's gonna slow me down. So what I came up with is I'm gonna take that chunk out the bottom there where I have marked off in marker, and that'll line up with this exhaust slot when I slide it on. So you'll end up with it like this, but that bottom will be cut out, and there's still plenty of, you know, 80% of a circle there. So there's plenty enough to clamp it on there, and not clamp it on there, but it'll seat on there. So I have one side cut almost to the red line, and it's pretty easy once you get through that weld. If you can see, that's where I stopped on the first cut. You know, right at the end of this weld, that's, you know, the toughest to cut through. This exhaust material, not that bad to cut through. So I have both lines cut down now, just hacksawed them with a handsaw, and just grabbed them with these pliers, and I'm just going to bend this piece probably and fold it back and forth, and then maybe break it or cut it, something like that. Let's see how good the camera focuses. And the sun's in my eyes, that's enough of that. Doesn't really bend in, it'll fold out pretty easy. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just break right off nice and easy, sorta. So you have a sorta clean line there. We'll go back down to the scooter. Maybe I'll clean this up a little bit. Get a file, you know, file it off. And it'll work out good. Alright, so we have our two exhaust tips here. We have, these are the stock exhaust tips off of the R32. Just so you can see the difference here. You can check out my R32 videos to see the exact exhaust setup I have on there. But you know, we went from these stock tips to these tips, which are extremely dirty right now. So I slid it on a bit, and you can see here I didn't slide it on all the way yet. So this round hole is the exhaust. That's where the exhaust will come out. And you can see I cut the slot in my exhaust tip here, so it's not going to affect the sound of the scooter at all. It's just purely for looks. So we'll just bang that on a little bit more. We got our precision install tool here. Give it one of the old. So there it is. There's the R32 exhaust tip on the Tao Tao scooter. You know, I started out, I was going to make like a scoop for this to bring more cool air in for the engine. Then I got sidetracked, found the exhaust tip, realized it fit on there. And yeah, I have this panel. I'm probably going to put that back on. Fastener kit off the CR250. Hopefully this will have metric screws and bolts that'll fit in these holes. We'll see. So the reason this exhaust cover's off is one day I was riding down the road and I noticed one end just fell off. And so I was like, oh, I better stop and, you know, unscrew the other end before I lose it. So this part doesn't have threads on this end, and this one does. So I found a random screw that's going to work on this top part. And the CR250 bolts are coming in handy right here, because you need one of these flat pieces. But you'll slide that back there, and then you put your bolt in and you're good. So I got the Tao Tao put all together again and zip tied up after fixing the light and fixing the fuse. Put the R32 exhaust on there, put the exhaust guard back on with the new bolts. Hopefully that doesn't come loose again. And yeah, just for an overall Tao Tao update, we're at 7935 kilometers, which is almost 5,000 miles. Like another 2 days and it'll be at 5,000 miles. Got your big exhaust tip on there. Not too bad, not too bad. Of course, it doesn't affect it at all, the sound. So on my Tao Tao, it just popped another fuse. I don't know why, I just replaced it today. So we're gonna try throwing another one in there and see what happens. So I'm sure we're good again now that I fixed that fuse. No? There we go. Fuel gauge goes up. So there you have it there. Of course it doesn't affect it because it goes straight down through that port. It looks cool though on there. So we'll see if we can get the Tao Tao to 10,000 kilometers before snowfall. I mean, once it snows you can't really ride it, but it's still pretty cold. I don't know what the temperature is, you know, right now. If you check out my other scooter videos, I have a bunch of modifications to it, big bore kit, stuff like that. Any questions, just ask, I'll try to help you with them. Remove the ERG system, delete the pair, all that stuff. And yeah, much faster now, much faster than when I bought it. It just buries the speedometer, like over here, high beam. So, I mean, pretty fast, I like it. Gets to work in the same amount of time as the R32, realistically. But yeah, there's my two R's. The R32 and the Tao Tao Thunder R. Highly recommend the Thunder R. Tao Tao, it's like 800 bucks brand new when I got it. That's a 2015. So I've had it about a year and a half right now and 5,000 miles on it, pretty good. R32, can't really recommend one of those. Probably shouldn't buy one if I were you. Just fall apart. But yeah, like and subscribe for more videos. Got another autocross video probably coming out after this one. And yeah, VW settlement video, stuff like that.